long have you been with Sumter?
Almost 30 years.
Okay. What did you start as?
Deputy Sheriff.
Tell me what it means to you to have that career here, to be all the way up to the Undersheriff.
Well, it's very satisfying, very gratifying. I grew up here and worked in some law enforcement agencies in Lake County, and then came back in 1990, went to work for Sheriff Adams. It gives you a sense of pride to police your own community, to try to make your own community better and safer.
What's it meant to you to work for Sheriff Farmer?
It's been a really great experience to work for a man like him. He's genuine. He gives us a direction and a goal, and lets his people perform the task, and really gives us a lot of discretion in how we achieve the goal that he wants achieved. If you look at some of our very major incidents in crime that involve violence, there are always people from somewhere else, pretty much. Seldom ever is it local people, criminals, committing those type of crimes. Every chase is dangerous. There's no doubt about it. That's why we have such a restrictive pursuit policy here. That if we pursue you, you definitely need to be pursued. There's no doubt about it. You've done something really bad to get us after you. But our training, our watch commanders, their ability to use the technology that we have to set up perimeters, to be able to see where their patrol cars are, be able to put people out in front of the pursuit, to try to use some of our, deflation devices and such on them. It just all works out. If you've got really good watch commanders out there and taking command and seeing to it that it's run properly, it usually works out in the best.
What would you say has been the highlight of your career here?
Being part of the team that solved the Ruiz Wells homicide from 2000. That would be it. I was always fearful that you'd be sitting here asking me what's your big regret, and I'd say I never solved Ruiz Wells, and so I was afraid of having to say that, and now I don't have to say it because we did solve it and put the guy on death row that committed that terrible crime.
So what would you say about Sheriff Farmer?
He's a great man. A lot of people say they don't know why he don't retire. He doesn't want to retire. He likes what he does. He loves getting out in the public and seeing people and communicating. He's like me. He's done this for so long that he wonders what he'd do next. And he's talked it over with a lot of other sheriffs that have retired. And majority of those sheriffs have told him, I wish I hadn't have done it. I wish I'd stayed longer. You couldn't have a better person for a sheriff in this county.
What do you think it means to the fact that the job that he does and the way he runs the department is that he's been here a long time, and at one point he was one of 4 deputies on patrol in the whole county?
Yes. Well, that's just that gives you some institutional knowledge into the county, into the sheriff's office, into the inner workings of county government and such as that.
What would you like to say to the men and women of this department?
Thank you for doing a fantastic job through the years, through all the years, especially the last 3.5 years that I've been at the number 2 spot. They've made my job easy. We have very few citizen complaints for our professional standards people to look at. We have long-term employees, very low turnover. So, they've done a fantastic job. They made my job easier.
Well, I know you're big on community outreach, and I've seen you out there absolutely busting your behind on a baseball field.
Yeah.
What does it mean to be out for this department, to be out in the community like that, in a different light than normal?
Yes, well, that's essential. I mean, when I took over 3.5 years ago, I told everybody we're going to have a bigger presence in the community. We're going to go into Facebook, and we're going to expand our website. We're going to do all of that, but on top of all of that, we're going to go out and find community projects that we can be involved in. We need to do this. When you're hitting on all cylinders, you got to do the basics first. The basics is respond to the calls for service, keep the people in jail that belong to be kept in jail, arrest who needs to be arrested, and fight crime. That's the primary job. And there's other subsects of that have to be done, serve papers, hold court, things of that nature. But that all comes together. And when you've got all of those things working harmoniously, I mean, to where they're just melded together and they're doing a great job, then you can turn attention to this other. Then you can turn attention to the community outreach. Let's let people, without going out there and blowing our horn too much, which we don't do, we don't overdo it, some agencies do, just go out there in the community and find these projects and build trust with the community through them seeing us, that we're invested in there and that we're not going away.